Hey, good morning. All right, things have gotten interesting here since yesterday. Let's take a look here at December corn. Pull that up. I'm actually on May right there. All right, here's December. All right, continuing this up move. Let's move this retracement line up. So we have a low here of 469 and a quarter. This Fibonacci line, I should say. 469.2. All right. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of what kind of retracement we've seen. So from our high down to the low that we've made in the recent here, we're back up to about the 50% mark. So we've retraced December corn about 50% of the whole drop that we came down over the last few or 2 months here, I should say, a month and a half. So today, right now, we're up 1 3/4 at 483.5. This is going to be a really interesting spot. This looks good down here because we're above the 50 mark, right? So that's a good sign. But it should find some resistance up in this area. Maybe you can push through and get up to this 487 and 3/8 before you decide to take a little bit of a break. But this looks like it's closing up, suggesting that we're a little bit overbought. Lingering upside momentum is kind of closing down a little bit. But this is good action. It's good movement from this low. Keep making new highs here. But you've got to watch some of these areas here. And this will be the first one, 483 and 7/8 at 50% retracement. Next resistance will first be the overnight high, which is 485. But then the 62% retracement of this whole move down, which is at 487 and 3/8. So if we can get through the overnight high at 485, I would expect that 487 and 3/8 is going to be the next spot that we're going to find some trouble. When you get up into moves like this, the 5-day for support is the first thing to look at, which is where we kind of found support last night. So the low was 480.5, and the 5-day is at 480.25. So that's really all you need to know from a support standpoint right now. You do get below that, 480, 479 where this 10-day is, and it might be a little bit of a trick move here where we're just going to turn back down and retest these lows again. But looks good today. I would just suggest that you better be wary up in these levels. Not that I would suggest any action. I still think corn looks good moving into summertime. This is just a very tough time to know, are we going to move right back up? And if we do, then we've got to worry about just making it back to the highs or not making it a whole lot past those highs and finding an early high. Or are we going to go ahead and continue this move down, which if we're going to do that, we better do it pretty soon. Which again is what I would rather see. I think it would give us a little bit more momentum and time into summer if we could retest these lows and maybe even make new lows. But it's getting kind of late for that to take place here, so we'll just have to see what the price action wants to do. Soybeans, again, still the more interesting one. They did get that close above 1064.25, this swing high or 1164.25 that I was talking about the last week or so. So, got to respect that. Things look good down here. Currently, we're up 4 3/4 at 1171.25. We did, 1174. We did test that high last night, so we got to 1174. That swing high was 1174.25. So, that's going to be your resistance point right there, right? The overnight high into this swing high. Like I said, this stuff looks good, not a problem down here. But I would just worry a little bit that if we show any weakness today, tomorrow, any negative days, that will make me nervous that we're just double topping this thing and we're going to roll it over. It doesn't seem that way. It acts strong. You got to respect the price action that we were able to close above this, but you also have to be really paying attention here and knowing we are back at the highs now. RSI, it looks okay here. This is a little bit concerning just because we're so much lower than that high on the RSI, which is usually a sign of, it's a negative, it's a bearish sign moving into this time frame. But it is such a wide time frame that it's less of a problem from what I've seen historically. So I would guess we're going to move higher. I think you have to play it that way right now. I would think we're going to take out those highs. But that's what you're going to have to pay attention to, is if we get any weakness around here, you got to be a little bit wary. Volume's a little concerning, as we've kind of seen it decrease through this time. This is starting to close up a little bit, but still wide enough to suggest some lingering upside momentum. So just gonna have to really watch price action near this high. If we see some buying, and as soon as we go through that, that'll make it pretty easy. But if we see some negativity, some sell-off, or a negative day tomorrow, or a reversal day today, got to be a little worried, and probably a place that would make sense to get a little bit more sold as we're getting later in the year, just depending on how far sold you are right now. So we'll watch that today. Everybody have a great day, and we'll see where we end up after the close.